And let's revisit that for a minute, Paul, because it was here at the arena, a place where the Blast really have dominated, really throughout their history, but especially in the last 2 seasons, 21-2 at home during the regular season last 2 years. Blast lost the first game against Missouri, came back with a big Game 2 win here, and then Missouri comes back and wins the championship in Baltimore.
Just some little attention to detail things that really cost the Blast in that, that third kind of golden goal game or that overtime game. That 15-minute session, the Blast got out early in that session and then made a couple of mistakes. And give credit to Missouri because they really got it done as Blast were up 4-2. And then Missouri came back and scored a couple of amazing goals to win that game.
The goal from Adato Neto at the 12-17 mark gave the Blast a 4-2 lead in Game 3 after the Blast destroyed Missouri 19-4 in the opener, or Game 2, I should say. And I don't think anybody in this arena, except maybe Missouri, thought that they could come back from that shellacking in such a quick fashion.
Yeah, it was kind of a quick hitting thing too. It was 40 seconds apart, and they got the one good play in the box that led to the goal, and then just the outstanding game-winning goal. I believe that was Harris scored that one for Missouri to give them the victory.
So with that appearance in the championship game last year, that made it 4 consecutive years.
How about 10 out of 12?
Right. Well, 4 consecutive that they had made it to the finals,
yeah.
and 10 out of 12. But you talk to the Blast, and this is the interesting thing. A lot of that was accomplished in a league where there were only 6 or 7 teams. And if there's one thing that grates on Kevin Healy, the president of the Blast, and Danny Kelly, of course, the great head coach of the Blast, it's that you could take a look at that and say, well, they accomplished a lot of that greatness in a watered-down league like that. Here's a chance for them now with spread out, 23 teams, a lot of competition, to do it in a larger sphere. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but that's interesting because isn't it that when you have a smaller amount of teams, then isn't there more talent because it's less diluted because there's less spread, the talent's less spread out?
But that's not the way they're looking at it, though.
Well, it'll be interesting to see because we'll see how. I'll be interested to see when you talk about level of competition. I watched the Missouri-Dallas game. Really, Missouri outclassed Dallas in that game.
Which was the opener of the league.
Right. Let's see how the old MISL teams perform against the ASL teams. I think that'll give you kind of an idea of where the talent level, where the competition level is. And that'll be a good indication when the Blast goes to Las Vegas, when the Blast goes to San Diego and plays those sorts of games.
Now, and let's talk about the PASL for a moment. Last year, their champion, the Chicago Mustangs, accomplished something that I don't think's ever been done in the history of indoor soccer in this country. 18-0.
Yeah, no.
They finished 16-0 in the regular season and then 2-0 in the playoffs. They were unbeaten. They were a juggernaut.
Yeah, very impressive. And, and we'll see how this league plays out. We'll see how the 23-team thing plays out. Obviously, because of the schedule, the Blast aren't going to play all the other teams. The Monterreys, the Brownsvilles. But, we will see San Diego. We will see Las Vegas.
In fact, we'll see Chicago later in the year.
And Chicago later in the year, exactly. And, it's like I said, it's interesting to see some of these rivalries, how they'll start to build as well in the Eastern Division.
Of course, the Parade of Champions, the customary trotting out of the youth soccer teams here in Baltimore, concluding here before we get this one underway. And that leads me to another point, and maybe we've been around for a long time.
Well, we have. There's no maybes about it. We've been around.
We've been around for a long time. But, youth soccer is very big here in Baltimore. High school soccer is big in Baltimore. And one of the big rivalries is, well, we'll get to that in a moment. Let's do the Blast starters as we get set here.
And you see starters Vanzella in goal, Healy, Donatelli, and Dos Santos, along with Lucio Gonzaga and Adato Neto for the Blast. So a lot of veteran leadership in that starting lineup, led by William Vanzella, who had an outstanding year last year for the Baltimore Blast.
Now, we should mention Adriano Dos Santos, number 12, is going to do this year what many great Blast players have done in the past, and that is move from a forward position to the back line.
Well, it's interesting. We'll see how that translates. Remember, Adriano's that guy.
He's a versatile guy.
He's never going to show up in the stat sheet, but he's the guy that wins the battles along the boards, makes the key plays in the midfield, does all the little things that helps you win games. We'll see if that translates back to the defensive spot for the Blast.
Tonight's officials at midfield, Tim Tima, Stan Nagel, John Novak, and Nathan Anderson. Starters for the Silver Knights include Neto, number 10, Nelson Santana from the back, great two-way player, number 11, Bo Yelovak, number 13, another big defender for Syracuse. Brian O'Quinn is their goalkeeper. Nate Bordeaux and Slavica Ubiparapovic will be along the front line here for the Syracuse Silver Knights. The story I was going to get to was local high school soccer is big here in Baltimore, especially the private leagues. Last night, Loyola advancing past Curly 2-0. And the reason why I bring it up is two great former Blast players, Loyola coached by Lee Deschantrette.
That's right, yeah.
And Barry Stitz coaches Curly. I'm reading the article, and you and I go back to those days when those guys were stars here in this town, in this league, and here they are coaching youth.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And I'm sure a number of those players will be in wherever they go to college, and then 4 years from now will be on the roster for the Baltimore Blast. You know, you look at Phil Saunders, who's just signed by the Blast. He's a scratch tonight. He's the backup goalkeeper. Phil from Perry Hall High School, went to UMBC, and now a member of the Baltimore Blast.
William Vanzella in goal for the Blast. Brian O'Quinn, 11-7 last year for Syracuse. Vanzella had a stellar year last year. MASL goalkeeper of the year. 13-3 regular season, an 81.8 save percentage, a 3.6 points per game. That's not goals per game. That was points per game in a league that had 2- and 3-point goals. Syracuse in black will start it off from left to right. And they are denied inside the Blast yellow line. Here is DeSantos from the back, tripped up in the midfield. There is a call.
Oh, right away.
Oh, it's
from
2
behind.
minutes.
And we'll see our first shootout.
Shootout, yeah.
23 seconds into the game.
DeSantos goes down for the Blast, and it looks like Ubi Parapovic, who was chasing DeSantos, picks up the quick 2-minute penalty for tripping, and it'll be Tony Donatelli, the long-haired version of Tony Donatelli.
Yeah, a little different look, huh?
Yeah, Kevin Healy was warning me during the week. He says, hey, in case you don't recognize him, 11 is still Donatelli this year. So it's an early test for Donatelli, the shootout. If it goes in, it's a 2-point play for the Blast. If it doesn't, the play is alive. You'll see players scurrying from the midfield line, and it'll be power play on. Here we go.
Right to the power play.
And it's wide, and the play does go on. So the Blast now will be on the power play. It'll be Donatelli, Neto with the ball right now, Zuniga for the Blast, along with Lucio and Max Ferdinand.
I think Donatelli hit the post that time. I'm surprised that Neto didn't take that.
Yeah, good call on that. The penalty killers include Darren Toby, Nelson Santana for Syracuse, played by Brian O'Quinn in the goal. Also, Domenico Vitali, a young defender in his second year for the Syracuse Silver Knights. Here's Toby now inside the Blast yellow line. Right on goal, a good shot there by Antonio Manfoot, who's also on the penalty kill unit, and Vanzella hugging the near post makes the play. Blast still on the power play here, 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the power play.
Foul called here, kicking foul on
This will be on Santana.
So we've seen it called pretty tight so far. Quick power play, now a quick foul here.
First minute 21 of the game. Donatelli will be on the ball here. Ball is different this year. Yellow in color. Blocked Gonzaga's shot right out in front by Manfit. Donatelli, though, has it for the Blast. Ferdinand last year for the Blast, who had it a moment ago, 43 points, 7th in the league in scoring. Donatelli, that's off his foot. Blast still in control of the power play with 45 seconds left on the clock. Here's Zuniga, who was on the rookie team last year. What a year he had. 10 goals, 6 assists in 15 games. Ferdinand with a drive. O'Quinn, middle of the box, makes the play. 30 seconds remaining on the power play.
Pretty stagnant power play that time for the Blast. Not a lot of movement off the ball. And not a real good start here.
Sent in for Vanzella. Let's see if Lucio can rev it up with 15 seconds on the power play. Long ball up ahead for Donatelli. Looking inside for Neto. Turning it just wide. Rebound to Ferdinand. And that one is in. And it's a three-pointer for Max Ferdinand to start the season at Baltimore.
Well, that'll change things pretty quickly. That ball comes off the post again from Donatelli out to Ferdinand. He reloads and just blisters one by O'Quinn. With 6 seconds left on the power play, it's a power play goal and a 3-0 Blast lead.
Max Ferdinand playing in his 108th game, scoring his 245th point. Time of the goal is 2:17 of the first, and the Blast lead it 3-0 early in this one.
Well, a lot of times you see it in this game for those people that are just kind of joining us and watching for the first time. You got to really pay attention off the boards. There's a quick goal for Syracuse on the answer, as I talked about it off the boards in front, and a quick goal for Syracuse.
So while we were at replay, Syracuse makes it 3-2. We'll get the goal scorer for you in a moment. Nice response, though, by the Silver Knights.
It looked like some confusion for the Blast as far as who they had on that left wing, and Syracuse just drove the ball into the Blast corner, hit it off the boards, and it ricocheted in a very advantageous position for the Silver Knights to put it home.
So in case you remember from last year, there were 3 shutouts here at the arena, 1 against the Blast and 2 for the Blast. There'll be no shutout here tonight.
Syracuse goal scored by number 3, Antonio Manfred, unassisted.
The goal by Manfoot. Time of the goal 2:24 of the first. Antonio Manfoot, his first goal of the year on his first shot of the year. 3-2 is the score. Here's a nice ball for Roque into the corner, picked up by Chantel, Marco Chantel, 39 years of age. A lot of veteran experience, played for the Blast back in the 2004-05 season. And now the ball kicked up ahead for Vanzella. 11:45 left to go in the first. 3-2 is the score. Cross field. That one is broken up by Santana, wearing the captain's bars.
Now, it's the first time we'll see Gibson on the floor for the Blast. Look at how big Gibson is. J.J. Gibson as that target player for Baltimore.
Kind of reminds you in physical stature of Warte Sampson. He played forward for the Blast for a couple of years. J.J. played last year for Pennsylvania in the old MASL.
Looks like Santana shaken up. He may have gotten kicked or come down awkwardly on that left foot.
And there is Santana in the corner of your screen. First team all MISL last year. He is an original member of the Syracuse Silver Knights. He's played all 4 seasons for Syracuse. Hey, Blast fans, don't forget to check out the new book, Hailstorm. That's the biography of Blast owner Ed Hale, available now online. Also, the Baltimore Blast fan club. Join the fan club or renew your membership and receive 5 free tickets for joining. Blast fans, show your pride for the team you love. Visit our merchandise stands on the stage and around the arena to pick up Baltimore Blast championship gear, as well as other great items to show off just how great of a fan you are.
Top of the box opportunity for Syracuse here.
Let's see how good of a free kick team they have here. On the ball will be Santana along with Ubi Parapovic. And it's off the Blast and into the back of the net. And the Silver Knights have taken a 4-3 lead. And this one will go to Santana off of a Blast player and past Vanzella.
Just kind of a little leave for Santana from Ubi Parapovic. He'll get the assist on this. And a great start for the Blast. 3-0 lead has turned into a 4-3 deficit.
The assist to Ubi Parapovic. Time of the goal 4:07. Syracuse leading at 4-3. So the Blast, after an early power play 3-point goal by Max Ferdinand, have now given up 2 goals in the last 1.5 minutes and trail it here in Baltimore. 4-3 is the score. Blast Soccer brought to you by Murray Cellular, the replay.
Yep.
And there it is. You see it off the side of the Blast defense.
They were in pretty good shape. They had a lot of people in front, and it just looked like went off one of the Blast legs and into the goal.
O'Quinn kicks it in deep in the corner for Syracuse. Nice defense by Healy, broken up. Towards midfield, Donatelli. Up ahead for Neto, trying to use the sideboards to move past Manfoot. Good defense by Manfoot, but like Neto does, he never gives up on the ball. Leaves it here for Healy, off the boards, in the box, intended for a streaking Gonzaga. broken up by the Syracuse defense. And Corey Alenio, a native of Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Well, there's no doubt that Neto is at his most dangerous when you think you've taken the ball away from him, because he will never quit. And a lot of times he'll win the ball back in more of an advantageous offensive position.
Here's Gonzaga for the blast on the free kick. Tintima placing the one-man wall the appropriate distance away in the box towards Neto and Donatelli, broken up by Alenio. Neto out there for Syracuse.
Oh, Mike Diesel lost a shoe.
We better find it. Can't be playing in socks.
And he'll get off quickly and change. He'll change and change.
Up ahead, Roquet taking on a man, getting by. Nice save by O'Quinn on a ball that would have been off the boards and inside the box. Baltimore Blast Thanksgiving and Holiday Indoor Soccer Tournaments are happening. For more information, call Mike Conway at 410-558-4292 or email him at mconway@baltimoreblast.com. Also, the Holiday Inn Inner Harbor is the official host hotel of the Baltimore Blast. Call for a special discounted blast rate all season long. Visit us at the Holiday Inn Inner Harbor's Eden West for dinner or drinks before or after any Baltimore Blast game. Greenwood Towing is an established leader in private property trespass towing in the Mid-Atlantic region. We have the staff and the equipment to respond quickly to your phone call. Our certified drivers, shot wide, and staff have the training and experience it takes to resolve any parking problems, just like we've been doing it since 1925.
And that was Obasi with that chance, and now a penalty on the Blast as they'll get called for the trip from behind.
Let's see who trots off here for the Blast. Looks like it'll be Ferdinand, his first penalty of the year. So the Blast netted 3 points on the Syracuse penalty earlier. And now Neto for Syracuse will be the shooter-outer. The shootout performer. The shooter. Anything, Paul?
That's good. I can get it eventually. Nice job.
You give me long enough and I'll figure it out. I'm going to go with shooter-outer.
This is definitely a different wrinkle, isn't it?
Oh, no, every one. One touch. Slams it. Save, Vanzella.
How about Vanzella coming way off his line that time up to the top of the box to make that play?
Good aggressive play by last year's goalkeeper of the year, William Vanzella. In his career, 29-8 in the regular season, a champion back in 13.
And to be honest, I think this gives the Blast a huge advantage to have a keeper, the quality of Vanzella and the ability to make saves like that, to have the situation where everything's a shootout. I think it improves the Blast chances.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. We'll see how it pans out during the year. Syracuse on the power play. Nice ball here. Shot. Oh, a roofer! And that one is just high under the crossbar. Didn't go in.
Dos Santos, just a poor decision, gave the ball away in his own end. Nearly disaster for the Blast.
That one taken by Bordeaux, who's got it now. Back to the right foot for Santana. Ubi Parapovic. This is a very potent Syracuse power play unit here.
And Gary, I think you see already there's going to be some growing pains for the Blast on the back line.
Well, they have to get used to not having Mike Lookingland. Blast trying to clear it, can't do it. Bordeaux keeps it in for the Silver Knights. Lookingland had been with the Blast for 9 seasons, 4 championships, 3-time MISL Defender of the Year, was 7th in the league in scoring last year. Just a great two-way player.
Well, nice job by Obasi using the body to screen.
Obasi's got some nice size to him. And there is a shot just wide from Obasi. A shorthanded opportunity for the Blast.
He just stepped over, came down the wing, and almost put a picture-perfect shot into the corner. Just hit the post wide.
Look at the size that Dos Santos and Obasi give you on the front line here in the penalty kill. Drive taken wide, well wide by Santana. Dos Santos now along the boards to Obasi, and cutting inside is Ubi Parapovic. And here comes Ubi Parapovic the other way. 15 seconds left on the power play. Blast scored within 10 seconds left on their try. Here's Alenio, a diving stop, but no shot taken there.
Good hustle.
Diesel.
Good hustle by Diesel there to make it tough.
And 1 second remaining on the power play, but this will be a goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella and a timeout on the floor. We'll take a 2 with the Knights leading the Blast 4-3 at the arena. $20 to Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Chesapeake. The goal is to reach $20,000 by the end of the season. Thank you to Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Blast fans, if you need an apartment, Henderson Webb is your hometown property management company with over 10,000 units in Baltimore, Anne Arundel, and Howard counties, as well as Baltimore City. Call 410-885-4100 or visit aptrent.com. Ask about the Blast Rent Special Equal Housing Opportunity. Back to the action here, and Manfoot takes it away for Syracuse, up ahead to Santos. Inside the Blast yellow line, Blast lead it by 2. 6-4 is the score with 3:45 left in the period. Blast fans, if you're looking to refinance or buy a home, call Fremont Mortgage Funding today. Your loan is handled here in Baltimore, not out of state. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Fremont Mortgage Funding is proud to back the Blast. That's why Fremont is on their uniform back. When you're ready to buy or refinance your home, Fremont is ready to back you too. Call 800-955-8508 for a free analysis. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Vanzella with a great play.
Another giveaway. Ubi Parapovic just got it in great position. Dos Santos gave it away, and Vanzella had to be sharp there.
There's another drive. This one taken by Yelovac and broken up by the Blast. This time by Gibson, who's on the floor.
3 or 4 times we've seen the Blast just give the ball away in their own end, just not accustomed to seeing that from the Blast.
Well, to your point, it's going to take them a little while here to get on the same page without the veteran presence of Mike Lookingland, who has retired. And going through the defense is Ubi Barapovic, and that one is just high. Boy, that was too easy.
Ubi's been sharp. Nice little move that time to the inside, left Zuniga in the dust and got an opportunity. Nice job there. Diego recovers there. Stays with his runner that time, and nice defensive play.
But Ubi is right there for Syracuse, and they control the ball. Here's Manfoot in control for Syracuse. Santana now trying to dump it into the corner. Good defense there by Healy. 2 minutes left to go in the period. Blast leading at 6-4 here in the first.
Gary, the thing that stands out the most, how about the Syracuse team? Just so much more organized. You know, this is something we would have never seen in the years past, the ability for Syracuse to possess for 3 or 4 minutes. Obviously, some of those issues with the Blast, but also a nice job by Syracuse to win possession.
Oh, what a save by Vanzella.
Oh,
and that was well meant by Santana.
I think Williams going to earn his keep early on in this season for the Blast.
No doubt they're going to have him step up with the back line in flux. Nice ball up ahead here, and that one just wide. Mello, and then Neto with the second blast. Mello looking like Neto, getting the ball back for Baltimore.
What a great feed. Great outlet pass again by the Blast to set that up.
Jonathan Mello making his presence felt early in the game. This one kicked over the boards by Lucio. It'll be a kick in for Syracuse in their own end with 1:16 remaining in the period. Blast on top by 2, courtesy of a pair of 3-point goals. There's Neto again, just pestering Syracuse in the backfield. And here's a turnover, courtesy of Neto's pressure in the midfield. And now Neto will be the beneficiary inside the yellow line, coming up on a minute to play. Neto off the boards in the box, and the ball couldn't squirt out towards the middle of the box and picked up by the keeper. Up ahead, it's a nice defensive play there for the Blast by Obasi.
Obasi again just uses that big body to screen the threatening player and give Vanzella a chance to make the play.
Nice play by Toby, stepping in front of Mello and keeping it for Syracuse. A trip here, a little delayed whistle. You think he sold it or what?
Timmy Tima didn't want to blow the whistle, but he really wasn't sure there, and he called it. I don't think he tripped him.
36 seconds left.
But it was too close to be for sure that he didn't.
Ubi broken up by Obasi. Here's the Diesel. Here's Roque, too much. Oh, Quinn with a bad mistake. Leaves it for Roque. See if the Blast can take advantage. 15 seconds left in the period. Roque now stepping in towards one. Blocked. Rebound over to Mello. Picked up by Toby. Correction by Chantel. They'll try to move it towards midfield. 5 seconds. Here's Obasi. Got to get rid of it here. Tripped up. There's still a second left. No call there. No call there. And now clock reads 0 What does Tim Tima say? No call.
No call. He waves it off.
And that's the end of the first period with the score of the Blast 6 and the Syracuse Silver Knights 4. Back to the Royal Farms Arena for more right after this.
Where we are about to see if Tim Cruz from Baltimore will win 4 season tickets to the Blast, courtesy of Rosedale Roofing, in tonight's dice roll. How you doing, Tim?
Pretty good.
You feeling lucky?
Sure.
Well, you should, absolutely. To win that amazing prize, Tim will have to roll these 5 dice and either roll the 5 letters in the word Blast or roll 5 Blast logos. You think he can do it, ladies and gentlemen? Make some noise. Let's hear his support. Here comes that first roll. Take any dice you want. You want to go down here? That's fine. Give it a roll and let's see what comes up. And the first letter we have is an L. L. All right, next die. Here we go. Oh, and the game is over just that quickly. What do you know? Well, Tim, even though you didn't win the 4 season tickets, we've got a Blast sweatshirt for you. And there's the music that accompanies not winning the dice game. But anyway, let's have a nice hand for Tim Cruz, tonight's contestant in the Rosedale Roofing Dice Roll.
Because you know.
Welcome back to Royal Farms Arena in downtown Baltimore. Quarter number 1 of game number 1 of the 2014-15 season is in the books. And the Blast lead at 6-4, Paul, courtesy of 2 3-point goals in the first period.
Yeah, we're tying goals at 2, but those 2 3-pointers, the difference. Ferdinand and then Lucio off of the restart. That's a push from behind.
2-goal sandwich in between belonged to Syracuse. Manfoot unassisted at 2:24, and Santana from Ubi on a restart at 4:07. And that's how the Blast lead at 6-4. Vanzella with 1 brilliant save and goal. Blast had some other chances, too, in their first quarter.
I think the biggest difference, Gary, that stands out to me was time of possession. Was how much Syracuse was able to possess the ball and create opportunities.
Blast did have a couple of counters. Hey, Blast fans, most energy drinks have warning labels that contain harmful side effects. Approved by the Heart Health Association, Youth Infusion delivers a potent blend of 35 vitamins, minerals, and other key nutrients, providing a blast of energy naturally without stimulants, caffeine, or sugar. Infuse your vitamins and get your Youth Infusion today. Mix with a bottle of water and enjoy all life has to offer today. For 50 years, Rosedale Roofing has proudly served the Baltimore region, making a big impact in our community. Honesty and service is what you can expect every time with Rosedale Roofing. Visit us online at rosedaleroofing.com today. Also, Top Tier Gear is the official uniform provider of the Baltimore Blast and your source for the latest in team gear and apparel. Visit us at www.toptiergear.com to learn how TTG can provide your team their own custom look, just like we did for your Baltimore Blast. Also, don't forget, get your score, stats, news, and more exclusively on MASL.com. Don't forget, Paul, MASL.
MASL. Got it.
It's the new Indoor Soccer League. Here's Neto for the Blast now with Zuniga in front of him. It's 2-on-3. Neto looking for some help. Neto just.
How in the world did he get that through everybody's legs? That's what I want to know.
It's Neto. He netoed him. But he didn't put it into the back of the net.
No, he didn't. But he got it through.
And the Blast maintained possession. Just underway here in the second quarter, 13 minutes left. Blast leading at 6-4. Zuniga with a drive, wicked shot. That one just wide. Rebound in the box. Lucio couldn't control. And now Syracuse going to try to get it out of there.
First one well meant, and then that second opportunity, just classic indoor soccer. Roque with a nice ball off the boards.
Blast will pressure Zuniga. Man-foot from the keeper O'Quinn. More pressure from DeSantos. And now Adriano will pressure the goalkeeper. Using the boards, DeSantos, Zuniga, Lucio, Healy for the Blast, and Roque. They finally do break contain, and now here they come. Pass intended for Manfoot off the leg of Grant. Down goes a Blast player in midfield. Looks like Roque. No call.
Well, they said play on because the Blast won the ball, but that was clearly a possible scoring chance. And we'll have to check on Roque.
Looks like he's holding his elbow.
Favoring that shoulder.
And there's a mishit by Gibson, who had the goal all to himself. Keeper makes the play. Up ahead for Grant. Back there is Diesel. Blast get 3 back. Diesel, DeSantos, and Ferdinand. And now here's pressure from Syracuse. And now here's Gibson to the races. Broken up by O'Quinn. As Gibson got past Santana. Gibson comes back and takes it away from the keeper. And the Blast have pressure in the back.
Wow.
And now here's DeSantos pressuring the ball. Blast do finally collect a turnover in the midfield.
Now Gibson, a big body, missed that scoring chance, but then really threw his weight around a little bit there to create some chances.
The Diesel on the ball, sends it over to Lucio.
I'll tell you, O'Quinn, lucky that he didn't get a ball put in the back of the net on him.
Neto comes open, around the turn, tripped up, no call there.
That's clearly fouled there as he made his move towards goal.
Blast fans, Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company helps keep workplaces safe because at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return. Connect with your local agent or visit us online. The Blast Fan Club holiday party tickets are on sale behind sections 209 and 210 at the arena at the fan club tables. This event is for members only and will be at the Edgemere Volunteer Fire Hall Tuesday, December 9th. Doors open at 6:15 p.m. Tickets are $10 per person and include dinner. And children ages 10 and under received a gift from our special visitor from the North Pole. Renew your membership or join the fan club. Also, Slancha, Irish pub and restaurant where soccer is religion. Available for catering and serving traditional Irish fare and an eclectic gourmet menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Catch all televised soccer matches and cheer on the Blast at the pub. Visit Slancha Pub. That's SLAINTE pub.com.
Well, early on, Gary, and kind of saw Lucio yelling at Obasi, kind of a little bit of communication issues, and I think some young players just learning on the fly here, and I think that's going to be an issue too for the Blast early on.
Once again, checking out our sports memorabilia silent auction outside section 107.
25 is on the field for the Blast. That's Caro Forbes, another young player. So there is some transition for the Blast this year. Manfoot now inside the Blast yellow line as Syracuse still trails it by 2. 6-4 is the score. Keep in mind, in this division, except for Detroit, the play will be goals scored points of 2 and 3, but the rest of the league will play at 1. And when the Blast go on the road to play out of their division, goals will be worth 1. Oh, it gets past Vanzella. It may have
They're going to say 3. They're going to say 3. They're going to say that he didn't deflect it.
Well, I thought it was deflected by Bordeaux.
I think he did, but they're going to say no. They're going to give him the 3-pointer, but I think clearly Bordeaux, if he didn't touch it, he definitely screened the keeper.
Let's see if we can pick it up on a replay.
It looked like the ball was redirected. And quite possibly it could have been redirected off of a Blast player as well.
Well, if it doesn't go to Bordeaux, it's going to go to Ubi. And it is unassisted. Time of the goal, 5:57, a three-pointer, 7-6, Syracuse. Holiday in replay. Well, maybe not. All right, we'll go back to the action here. Catch up with that a little later. Zuniga for the Blast.
I'll tell you what, Gibson was wide open, unmarked with the keeper, and the Blast couldn't find him.
Last year, the Blast set a modern-day record, allowing only 101 points in 20 games. It's barely over 5 per game. Blast have already given up 7 here in the first, 22 minutes of this game. Yep, it's a new season. Now, keep in mind, if we were doing one scores, it would be 3-2 Syracuse right now.
Correct.
1-point scores. Have to keep an eye on that during the year. Diesel for the Blast over to Zuniga. Zuniga, a native of Costa Rica, came on for the Blast last year with 10 goals and 6 assists. Headed towards the keeper, picked up by O'Quinn from Yelovach. And a timeout on the floor. 7:34 left in the second. The Knights lead by 1. Hey, Blast fans, ABC2 is a proud supporter of the Baltimore Blast. For the latest Baltimore area news and Maryland's most accurate forecast, watch ABC2, the station that works for you. Download their app right now. Just search for WMAR in your app store. Also, the Baltimore Blast Thanksgiving and Holiday Indoor Soccer Tournaments are happening. For more information, call Mike Conway at 410-558-4292 or online at mconway@baltimoreblast.com. Free business phones. That's right, I said free business phones. Netacom provides business phones for free. With every phone line system and internet plan, check us out online at netacom.com. Also, MedStar Sports Medicine is the official medical team of the Baltimore Blast. Trust the sports medicine-trained doctors, physical therapists, and certified athletic trainers of the largest sports health program in the area, MedStar Sports Medicine. Call 888-44-SPORT or visit medstarsportsmed.org. O'Quinn inside the goalkeeper box. Comes up big for Syracuse as the Knights lead the Blast 7-6.
And Jonathan Mello, nice defensive play, led to a scoring chance. You've seen Jonathan Mello very active here tonight.
The Blast, Obasi in the corner. Up ahead now for Lucio. Creating some space off the boards.
Nice read by Roque, but O'Quinn got there just in the nick of time.
Obasi getting back with Manfoot. Vanzella now to Lucio. Nice pressure here by Elenio on Lucio. Mello trying to slip by his defender, Yelovach.
A couple players changing for the Blast, so Mello had no choice. He had to play it up the floor.
Here's Forbes up ahead for Roque, and that one just wide. And O'Quinn makes the play, and now some contact between Forbes and O'Quinn.
Oh, great chance for Lucas. He's able to turn the corner there right near the corner of the box, and he just shot it wide. Blast have had a good amount of opportunities and just been unable to finish. Easy for me to say.
One of the scratches we should mention tonight, Paul, Canardo Forbes, who finished last year second in the league in scoring from Syracuse, did not make the trip, scratched because of injury tonight. That's a big loss for the Knights here tonight. 5:48 left to go in the half, with the Knights leading the Blast 7-6. Chantel on a run. Roquet broken up. Oh, just wide. That one by Neto for Syracuse.
Lucas did everything right there but win the ball. And that led to that opportunity. And nearly another Syracuse goal.
The Diesel on the floor for Baltimore. Over to Donatelli. Quickly up ahead for Gibson. Rebound to Lucio, and it rolls up over the crossbar to the glass and over.
A good chance for Lucio.
Atlantic Remodeling is a proud sponsor of the Blast, locally owned and operated for all your window siding and roofing needs, and the best guarantee in the business. Their Red Cent guarantee means you don't pay a red cent until the job is complete to your satisfaction. For more information, look them up at atlanticremodeling.com or call 888-733-2368. That's 888-RED-CENT. Also, don't forget to visit your local Enoch Pratt Free Library branch. Free bilingual resources and programs available to all. For more information, go to prattlibrary.org. WebMason provides on-demand marketing solutions that help companies deliver consistent branding across all their internal and external audience touchpoints. Their suite of software and services make WebMason a one-stop shop for companies' offline, online, creative, and integrative marketing needs. Syracuse in control of the ball here on the near side. Toby, good stay-at-home defender for the Knights. Over to Santana. Ubi Parapovic has a goal and an assist here tonight.
Again, Syracuse done a nice job possessing the ball.
Elenio. Lucio trying to stay with him. There's some contact there and called on Lucio. So a free kick for Syracuse. How'd they put the ball there?
Well, I think they called it a play on. And then once Lucio won the ball, they called the play from where the original foul was.
3:58 left to go in the half. 7-6 the Knights. Scissor kick save by Vanzella. Vanzella looked to make a play outside the box, decided to come back in. That shot taken wide by Bordeaux. Nice battle in the corner there. Dos Santos going to win that one.
That's where Dos Santos is so good along the boards.
Chantel, though, holds it in midfield for the Knights. Team's changing now. Chantel, midfield. Nice play by Obasi. Obasi wins it. 3-on-2. Good feed. Zuniga. Shot. Oh, it's wide. Rebound. They kick it away. Another chance at a wide open goal for JJ.
Oh,
no goal.
First of all, where do you want to start? How about with Obasi and the ability to win the ball and then run the floor and set that whole entire play up? Great feed to Zuniga. Even better pass from Zuniga for a tap-in for Gibson, and Gibson unable to finish.
Restart opportunity here for the Blast. Let's see if they can take advantage. Blast trail by 1. Gibson has had 2 point-blank opportunities and missed them both here in the second quarter. Healy will be on it for the Blast. It's a 3-man wall. They're all bunched in tight. Blocked Donatelli's shot by the wall. See if Tony can dig it out along the boards. Santana. Nice cut in there for the Blast, eliminating O'Quinn from the play.
Obasi wins it again.
That one just high from Healy. That had some pace on it. Now a whistle. Here comes a blue card. 2 minutes.
Who?
I think it's on Syracuse.
Who? What's the call?
2:36 left in the period.
It's on Santana. Here's the replay. Oh, here's a replay of the missed tap in, and it's a tough night for Gibson. He couldn't even get it to go back in off of his body there. And I'm not sure what the penalty is. It's going to be on Santana, no question.
Time of the penalty is 12:24 of the second. Lucio.
Handling. I'm going to say he handled the ball with his hand as he tried to move it forward.
Handling.
Handling.
Let's see if Lucio can convert. Now, is a shootout goal a kiss the wife and baby goal?
We'll see.
Let's see how Lucio handles this one. You see the players all lined up at midfield. Here he comes. Lucio scores for the Blast. Doesn't look like he's making a beeline to the wife and baby.
Let's see.
Oh, now
Let's
maybe
see.
he is.
Let's see.
Benzella.
Get
Let's
off me.
see.
Get off me, William.
Watch him.
Yeah, there he goes.
Here he
There
goes all the way.
Oh!
Ooh, that was close. That could have hurt. You got to be careful with that. Kiss. Kiss. Beautiful. 5 points for Lucio tonight. 8-7 the Blast.
Do you think Danny Kelly holds his breath when Lucio jumped up onto the dashboards?
I think Kelly and David Bascom hold their breath. They hold their collective breaths.
There it is, just quick one touch, top of the arc bang. Nothing O'Quinn could do there to prevent that. 2:32 left in the half. The Blast regained the lead, 8-7.
Time of the goal, 12:28, 8-7 Blast. There have been 3 lead changes in this game. Lucio, early in the year, 2 goals, 5 points for the Blast. Neto trying to win a ball midfield. Does. 2:15 now left in the half. Ferdinand taking a man to the corner. It's Manfoot in the box, intended for Neto, broken up by the Knights.
That was a nice job. That was a good ball by Ferdinand. Really put the pressure on, and Syracuse had to be sharp there defensively.
Neto, or I should say Forbes, lets him play it through to Vanzella. Blast fans, don't forget, come to the Pratt Street Ale House after this game for a post-game party. Meet your favorite players and cheerleaders while enjoying food and drink specials just for Blast fans. It'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Syracuse with 1:44 remaining.
Well, it's been a pretty ugly first half for the Blast defensively, but the firepower for the Blast has given them the lead.
3 3-point goals in this game. Blast now with 1:25 left in the half. Healy up ahead for Roque. Nice ball, nice return. But they double team him. And now Pat losing his balance. Roque going down, a lot of contact, no call. Shot wide, rebound, into the net!
Well,
Zuniga uses Syracuse for the goal.
I think that deflected off of one of the Silver Knights, but Zuniga drilled it and deflected it in off the back. And again, I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Roque that hit the post again, came out the other side, and then Zuniga was able to finish. So 10-7 Blast with a minute left in the half.
Diego Zuniga with his 11th goal in 16 career games for the Blast. Let's take a look at the replay.
So here, post, and then off the backside, and then off of the Silver Knights into the back of the net.
Zuniga. Time of the goal, 13:54 of the second. And Forbes gets the assist for the Blast. That's his first point in a Blast uniform. Less than a minute now to go in the half. So the Blast, who had trailed for much of the second quarter, have now turned it on to score 5 points late and take, or I should say 4 points late, and take a 10-7 lead. As here's a steal. Ferdinand, one-on-one with the keeper. Can he convert? He does! 3 goals in the last 2 minutes, and the Blast lead at 12-7.
Oh, just an awful turnover by Manfoot there. You can't turn the ball over on that part of the field. He makes the mistake. Ferdinand takes advantage, and then what a great finish by Max. He, first of all, physically wins the battle at the yellow line. The MedStar Sports Medicine replay, watch this. First of all, you can't just give it away here, and then I apologize, it wasn't Manfoot. It was Yellowback that gave it away. And watch him win the battle physically right there. And then he comes in, watch this move over, and a nice touch with the left foot into the back of the net.
For Max Ferdinand, he's got 2 goals and 5 points. Lucio with 2 goals and 5 points. Time of the goal, 14:29 of the second. And what was a 7-6 lead for Syracuse has now turned into a 12-7 lead for the Blast. 20 seconds left in the period. Benzella looks like he may have mistimed that ball through the box, but he does get a hand on it. Healy gets in front of Neto towards the goal. Benzella makes the play. 7 seconds left to go. Now 5 seconds.
Kick it down the floor. Again, the situation this year with the no 3 line, if you get the ball in the corner, just kick it down the floor.
And that's the end of the first half with the score of the Blast 12 in the night, 7. We'll be back for halftime right after this.
Striking fear into the hearts of homeowners. ORS. O Roof Syndrome.
The solution? Atlantic Remodeling. Baltimore's #1 roofing company and the best guarantee in the business.
Our Red Cent guarantee means that you don't pay a red cent until the project's complete to your satisfaction. And this month, save 50% off all installation costs.
Peace of mind and money well spent. Call Atlantic today, 888 Red Cent.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company, formerly IWIF. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our mission and passion for nearly 100 years, and will be for 100 more. We help protect Maryland workers because
at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Look at this! Look at this!
Soccer requires a lot of energy. Even though if you're not a professional athlete, your body needs proper nutrition to function.
So that's why many Blast players enjoy the great taste of Youth Infusion to increase their stamina naturally, without caffeine or stimulants. It works for us, it can work for you.
I created Youth Infusion to provide a natural blast of energy infused with vitamins, electrolytes, and amino acids. No more pills, caffeine, or artificial ingredients. Enjoy all life has to offer.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Gary Stein back with you with the Blast leading 12-7 at the half. Let's go down to the field for our halftime activities.
You can check me out 2 to 6 Monday to Friday with Scott Garceau. Tonight we have a special guest here, Budge Collinson from Youth Infusion. Budge, tell us about the product.
Youth Infusion is the power behind the Baltimore Blast. It's an all-natural vitamin and energy drink.
Now tell me, why is this drink better than all the other ones out there on the market?
No sugar, no dangerous stimulants, no caffeine.
And most importantly, where all these people can find it, we got a lot of youth soccer coaches here, soccer teams. It's good for the teams. Where can they get it?
Right here at the merchandise stand and drinkyouthinfusion.com.
Guys, give a round of applause for Bud Collison. Appreciate it, Budge. All right, up next, we've got the Perry Hall High School Band. I hear these guys in my neck of the woods practicing all summer long, so take it away, guys.